Join the legendary Force MDs in the morning, along with Dr. Pebbly Pooh, the first female hip-hop soloist, in the mornings on the Force MDs Morning Show, featuring Dr. Pebbly Pooh, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, live on Facebook or on Uni TV and radio on the Force MDs page.
He was just talking to his wife, and he picked up and just moved it to the side, like, stand right here, dear. I said, "Oh shit, this dude is he's strong as a ma." Baboodoo, Grandmaster D in the place to be. What up, baby Paul?
Hey, Master G.
Hello, family. How are y'all?
How you doing? We good. Good.
I'm great. I'm great.
Oh man.
Hey, Master G, I don't know. This is you. I know you know Stevie D. I know you know Pebbly Pooh, and I don't know if you know Guy. His name is Guy.
I know. I'm looking over there, and I'm like, yo, I'm working to get there because you know my name is Guy, right?
Yeah. I told him. I said
that's where I got the G from. Huh? That's where I got the G from. My name. My name.
I know that from. I felt like it was in a rhyme or something. I was like, oh, his name is God. So when I was like, I used to be like, oh, his name is God too. And then I think I heard that he was a Capricorn and
yes, sir.
Was your birthday. Yeah.
Yes, January.
Oh, yeah, I'm New Year's Eve. So I remember you saying you was a Capricorn. So I was
mother's birthday. My mother's birthday is New Year's Eve. New Year's Day.
So it's mine.
Wow.
So you be like, my name is Guy and I'm a Capricorn. I'm like, that's me.
Capricorn King. That's you. That's you all day.
I tell you, I need you to move your head back a little bit. It's like a solo clips. There you go.
It's feeling the
screen. Solo clip. No, not you. No, you good, Master G. You good. Guy just had a solo clips going on. We good. We good now. We good. You good. But yo, hey, Master G, Chill Will from the Chill Will said, "What's good, man?" Tell Fresh, Chill Will. You know what I mean?
I know. Tell Chill I said, "What's up?" That's my man all day. Positive.
Chill Will.
Okay, so Maryland, since we're talking about these Maryland, we didn't know you was a Capricorn. We thought you was a Pisces.
No.
No, not you, G, not you. Maryland, somebody that's hitting us.
Oh God,
we thought you was a Pisces, you know. But hey man, yo, welcome to the Force MDs Dr. Pebbly Pooh show, and sometime Guy on the deck with us. That's the name of the show. We had sometime guys on the deck with us. It's a long show. It's like a whole bunch of days, man. But hey, G, wow, what can we say, man? When we think of hip hop, we think about the foundation. We think about one of the first songs that translated and kind of like brought like that whole this whole billion-dollar business to the masses, man. We talking to Master G right here. I just don't. I sometimes I think G don't even know how powerful that is. G get up in the morning, he don't even know that song just changed the whole world, man.
Yes.
G, the whole world.
Yes.
Great.
Come on.
Universally, whole world.
Yeah, created an entire industry.
G, I can look in G's face right now. He really don't know what he did right now.
Yo, hey, G, Master G,
yes,
Pam Beck says, Pam Beck says, Inglewood's finest.
Oh yeah!
Shout out to Inglewood.
Yeah.
And guess what? We saluted Bernie Bell. Bernie Bell's our dude.
Yes,
Bernie Bell.
Yes,
Salute to Bernie. Salute to Regina
man.
too. Bernie Bell. Shout out to Big Bub, the whole today. Big Bub.
Well, hey, quick story. Big Bub and my brother Leo, they grew up together. My brother was the actor Leo that was in Last Dragon and a lot of the television.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Leo.
That's
Bryant.
your brother?
Yeah. Leo
yes.
Bryant. The character, he played the character Richie in The Last Dragon.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And Bub and my brother they grew up together, literally grew up together. So shout out to Bub because he's yeah.
Me and Leo was like this. Do you hear me? We was like this.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
We were like this. We used to go listen, first of all, he used to be in so much trouble.
I know. Who you telling?
Yo, and let me tell you something. He used to roll with this guy. I forgot his name. Oh my God.
Alpo?
No. It was this other guy, and I had him beat up. Yo,
Oh,
Oh, his boy. Oh God, we could go on. He had so
oh
many
my
friends.
God, it's so crazy because he told me, he was like, "Yo, sis, I'm gonna tell you right now, this nigga is talking mad trash." And he said, "I'll try to tell him don't talk trash about Pebbly Pooh," because he was trying to date me. That's what
Right.
it was. And then we did date a little something, but then he was telling lies, and he didn't know me and Leo was tight. And he was like, "Yo, Peb, I'm trying to tell you right now." Please, I'm begging you. He said, don't hurt him too bad. Yo, he was working at the film. Oh, what is his name? Because he had a first and a last name, but you could use it either way.
Wow.
Light skinned brother. And I had these
Wow.
niggas roll up into the video. So he liked to do porn. And he went into the porn store and they dragged him out. They dragged him out. Yo,
That's not.
and then one time, listen, remember y'all, I was telling y'all, we was talking about how people actually pooped on themselves. Remember we talking about that story?
Yeah.
And I said, Leo came to me, and I had to try to get to the bathroom. And I was in the car, and he's like, "Yo, stop the car in the middle on 125th Street. Stop the car." And I was like, "Yo, what's up, yo?" And I rolled down the window before he could get to the window, and he was like, "Dang, it's stink over here." I said, "Yeah, I must have rolled over."
Wow.
I said, "I must have rolled over on some." Yo, that was my boy. He used to tear up the motorcycles like it wasn't nothing.
Listen, he taught me how to ride motorcycles.
wow.
Yeah. I still ride to this day. I've had Gixxers and I rode 4-wheelers in the desert out in Arizona and a bunch of stuff. But Leo is the person that taught me how to ride a motorcycle. Yeah.
Wow. I miss him so much.
Me
I
too.
miss him.
Yeah,
I loved him. Yo, he would find me. I don't care where, he would find me. If I be at an event performing, he'd be like, "Yo, tell him Leo is here." And they be looking at him like, "Yo, I don't care who you are, you can't get in." Right. I'm like, "Let him in."
Yes.
Leo.
Yes.
Amazing.
First of all, let's give a big salute and a rest in peace to Big Bank Hank.
Yes.
Yes.
We give a salute to my man, Wonder Mike, who's still alive. Just handling things right now.
Yes.
He's one of the founders of the Hill Gang, and we gotta like you said, like Khalil was saying earlier, Guy was saying earlier, Pebble was saying what y'all contribute to hip hop, man. And I'm talking about people from all different countries and languages can recite the words to y'all song, man. That's how big that is, man. And that's why we had to get you on the show to just talk about it, how it all happened. How I just off guard, didn't know. You auditioned, and you give people the backstory of how it happened with Sugar Hill Gang.
Hold on, before you get a backstory, I just gotta let y'all know I was there with G when it all happened.
Oh wow!
What I don't want you to do, G, I don't want you to give no misinformation. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was there. I was like a Jehovah's Witness. I was there. And just keep it in mind. I was like the person. I was the person that was like the channeler. They call me the channeler. It's like when G Pen starts shaking, like he had what do you call it? What Muhammad Ali had with the shakes.
Oh, Parkinson's.
When he started getting nervous, every now and then G would get nervous and get the Parkinson's, like from the shaking and something. And I would channel my shit through G, and G would go like this.
Wow.
G, don't look. G, you ain't got to tell that part of the story, but what happened, G?
Yo, wait a minute. You got on them glasses. Look so cute. You look you look like Martin.
No, Martin looks like me.
Martin look like you. Y'all favor each other. Y'all favor.
We do. But I was famous first.
That's so true.
There you go.
That's so true. That is so true.
Again, Steve.
Listen, the long and short of it is that I was DJing and doing parties in Englewood, New Jersey. My people originally came from Brooklyn. And so when I was, the deal back in those days, if your people made a little bit of money, you
moved to Jersey.
Yes, you moved to Jersey. So we left Bed-Stuy and moved to Teaneck, New Jersey, and then so between Teaneck, Englewood, and Hackensack. Once I got into Englewood, once I got to Hackensack, I started DJing for like high school dances and basement parties, which is what we was doing back in the day. Rolling the script up, I was walking down the street in Englewood, and a friend of mine saw Joey Robinson and Sylvia, rest her soul and rest his soul, in front of our pizza parlor in our neighborhood, this place called Crispy Crust, and told Joey that I was a rapper. And Joey was telling Mark, his guy's name was Mark Green, was telling him that his mom was looking for somebody to rap. So he was like, oh, if you want to hear somebody rap, you need to listen to this guy. And I got in the back of the car, and Hank was in the car too. And she said, from what I got, it was going to be one person. And so I thought I was in competition with Hank. And Hank and I went back and forth, and then we ended up going back to their house up on Lydecker, and we continued to go on for a while. It was getting ready to be over again. Mike had come up too. Mike's situation they already heard him on a tape, but she didn't want to use him. He didn't sound good. So he said, Miss Rob, I know you heard me on the tape, but I had a cold that day. Could you listen to me? So he went into his thing and started rocking. And so she said 3 was her favorite number, and that she wasn't going to choose between the 3 of us. She was going to put the 3 of us together. And that's what happened. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, you Sugar Hill Gang, did she name that? Or you
guys? So when we were, if you listen to Rapper's Delight, I say it on the second verse with the 12 o'clock rap. It was 12 o'clock on Friday night. I said it was phase 2, do what it do, rocking your mic, because we could to the rhythm of the beat. And Mike says it's sound on sound, getting down, right? We were gonna name the group the Platinum Rappers. Okay, that's what we were gonna name the group. And Mike and I was like, okay, well, we gonna say the name of our DJ groups in the song so we could get more parties. You gotta understand, like you guys were saying, this is before there was I'm going to be a millionaire and I'm going to, be wealthy and I'm going to be a big time hip hop star. I think because I'm in the summer of between my junior and my senior year. I think we're going to do this record. I'm going to get a little play on WBLS. It's going to be big in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. And I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to finish school. If I can't do nothing else, I'm going to the military. I'm gonna be a Marine, and I'm gonna get out of the country. That was my goal. That was my game.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna say the name of my DJ group in this, so when it's playing, people will know, and I get a little notoriety. I'll get more parties. So when it came time to name the group, we were all sitting in the studio, and she was like, we were gonna call ourselves Platinum Rappers, but she was like, nah, don't use platinum, because she couldn't use platinum at the time. She was like, don't use that. And then we were going to call ourselves something else. But then she said, Sugar Hill Gang. So she said, because, of course, Sugar Hill in Harlem, she came from that area. So when she was raised in Harlem, and Sugar Hill, of course, in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s was, the deal. It still has historic status. And I always say this about, Miss Robinson. She always had, one, she always believed, and 2, she always wanted us to be considered very high end. So she said, the regalness of Sugar Hill and the fondness of it was something that she wanted to incorporate. So that's why she named us Sugar Hill Gang. I didn't think the gang part, I thought the gang part was going to be trouble though. Because I thought when I went home and told my mother I was a part of a gang, she was going to be upset.
So at the time, was it called? Was the label called Sugar Hill Records at the time as well?
No, at the time,
so,
the label.
So all that came at the same time. Yeah,
it was all platinum. So and then this is the thing too, all platinum records, and was The Moments was on that record. Shirley, who sang Shame, 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 was on that record. They had the Chess catalog on that label. So they were already, Love on a Two-Way Street, Look at Me, I'm in Love. All of those records came out of all platinum in Jersey. So, so what happened was Joe and Sylvia, when they left the city and moved out to Jersey too, because they came from New York. Like I said, they left the city, came to Jersey. They first had a studio on Palisade Avenue, then they moved to the studio on West Street, and that's where they had all of that. Bobby, a lot of Youngblood, all those cats came through there. So that's why she had the setup to do recordings. When she went to Harlem World and heard Starsky at a party, and she asked the people out there that was this being recorded, and at the time it hadn't been recorded. So that's why. And then she looked for talent in Jersey because she had a son that was young, and he was kind of he was young. His son was young and he was in the scene. So that's why they were looking in Jersey, because she didn't know nothing about what was going on in New York. And I wasn't allowed to be in New York like that. I got it by word of mouth. So there was a guy, upperclassman, that did parties too in Hackensack. And I went to one of his parties and I heard him rapping. So I went up to him and I asked him, and his name was Mark Green too, which is kind of wild.
Is that the same promoter, Mark Green?
Yes. Yes.
Shout out to Mark Green, man.
Mark Green. So this is the thing. Mark Green is the one that helped me get discovered. Okay, Sylvia. But and I call him dark skinned Mark Green, right? And light skinned Mark Green. And light skinned Mark Green was the reason why I started rapping, period. Because I went to his party.
Wow.
In Hackensack. It was a place called the Rec Center on Central Avenue, on the corner of Central Avenue and 2nd Avenue in Hackensack. There used to be a rec center. I went to the party. I heard Mark in there, and he was talking on the music this night. So I went up to the table. I said, Mark, what you doing, man? What are you doing talking on the record? He said, yo, man, that's rapping. They're doing that over in New York. Now, like I said, I was 15, 16 years old, and my mother wouldn't let me hang in the parties. When I went to New York, I went to the Bronx to my grandmother's house, or to Brooklyn to my other grandmother's house. And that was it. My mother had me in Jersey. That was the deal. So I didn't know.
How old was you when you moved from Brooklyn to Jersey? How old was you?
When I moved, I was 7 years old when I moved to Jersey. I was like 6, 7 years old. But so by the time I got to be 15, I was only going to New York to see my family and that kind of thing. I wasn't hanging out. I wasn't allowed to do that at that time. So Mark, being like the upperclassman, and he had a car, he was like, yeah, that's rapping. That's what they're doing. The only thing I knew about Flash at the Apollo and Hollywood. I knew about Flash and Hollywood. Those are the only two things that I had kind of heard about on my own. But I still didn't know about rapping until Mark Green showed it to me. And then I was like, and then I grow up, I played drums. I started out as a drummer. So I was telling somebody this the other day. So I started out playing drums. I played drums, symphonic band. We played, everybody in my neighborhood played in the band. So my friend around the corner had played the bass. My other friend played the guitar. My other friend played the keyboards, and I played the drums. So I heard the words as beats because I was already playing drums from like 6 and 7 years old.
What was the first rap you wrote, bro? Keep it real. We ain't gonna judge you. Go ahead.
I don't remember. That was Hey, look. I can barely remember my name now. Yeah. First rap I wrote 40 years ago.
No,
go ahead.
Who we asked? Was it Hollywood or somebody? We asked. They start running up like yo.
Yeah.
And he's like, how can you remember this like 50 years ago?
I'm not fronting a bit. Go ahead, man.
Master G, where were you when you first heard your record on the?
Shout out to Curtis Blow. Curtis Blow, we see you, baby.
Hey, Kurt. Hey, Kurt.
We made that drop for you, Curtis. We made that drop for you.
Yeah, we did. I'm gonna send it to you today, Curtis, to drop. All right, for the Alliance. Me and Steve did it yesterday.
I got my Knicks shirt on, by the way, everybody. I'm just letting everybody know.
Yes, that's right. I'm die hard.
Die hard. Hey, Stevie, die hard. I'm down here in DC.
I don't care what they say.
I don't care. I do halftime shows for everybody. I did the Celtics. Quick story sidebar. I just did the Celtics New Year's Eve this year I just did them. I got a jersey with my name on it and all of that. But I'm still die hard Knicks, baby.
Yes. Let's go Knicks.
Yes.
Go Knicks.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yo, I know Kaboom is probably fainting right now.
You see it, right, Tyler? Yeah.
No, go ahead. What was the question?
Where were you? Now, Chief, you remember where you were when you first heard the Sugar Hill Gang Rappers Delight on the radio for the first time?
I have no clue. No. no. I'll tell you, and this is what I do know. This is what I know.
Hey, Michelle.
Hello, Michelle. This is what I know. Okay, check it out. By the time we cut the record, summer, it went into fall. Now I'm back at school. Okay, 12th grade, right. September. I'm
with thinking, a hot record.
No. I hadn't heard the record on the radio. By the time I went back to 12th grade, I hadn't heard it on the radio. Not only that, after we cut the record, I went to a party in Hackensack and heard the King Tim record.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be, I thought it was over. Because see, I'm thinking we're going to be the first to do this, right? Mm-hmm. I go to the party, I hear the King Tim record. I'm like, oh man, it ain't going to happen. Wow. So now I'm disappointed. I go back to school. I said, okay, well, I'm going on with the plan, right? I'm going to finish school, get this, do this ring thing, and I'm out. So Joey Robinson, again, rest his soul, he comes up to the school because, again, Joey had money and he had a car. So he comes up to the school and he's like, gee, the record is a hit. Now, again, if you didn't hear anything on BLS back in those days,
right,
it wasn't a deal.
Yeah,
right.
I didn't hear it. So he's like, yo, you got to come to the studio. You got to check out the trade magazines, which I had no clue what a trade magazine was, okay, at the time. So I go down to the studio. They start showing me all these trade magazines, and it's like it's breaking in St. Louis, and it's breaking in It's breaking. I'm like, wow, wait a minute, okay. So they said, hold on. I said, what? How come they're not playing it in New York? I was like, why is it on BLS? They said, okay, wait a minute. We're gonna take you to Harlem. We're gonna take you to New York, and we're gonna show you something. So we get over the bridge. You know how you get out? You come down 8th Avenue off
yep.
And then you hit that right turn. Remember the record shop that was right there on the corner by Apollo? Remember that record shop that was right?
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When you make that right turn, it's right there. So we made that turn, and as we were getting to 125th Street, I hear the record. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, but now we start going down 125th Street. I hear it in the record shop across the street. Cars coming down the street. I hear it coming out of cars. We keep going down, going towards the.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Okay. Hudson, right? Every record, because you remember back in them days, all up and down 125th Street, it's record shops all up and down 125th Street between 8th Avenue and all the way down to the water, to down there to 10th Avenue. Every record shop was playing the song. So we get up to a record shop and we go in, and they go in and say, we got one of the guys that's on the record. They introduced me to a dude that had been out there. Now again, they took me over there. It was like 8 o'clock at night. They introduced me to a guy that was in front of a record shop, dancing to this record from 2 o'clock in the afternoon to the time I got there. That's what I knew.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we got something here.
He was in front of Bobby Robinson. He probably was in front of Bobby Robinson.
I think that's what it was.
Because he always was dancing out there.
You know what I'm talking about? Heavenly,
yes.
Stop it. Stop it. Nobody has ever pegged that.
Yeah, look, Curtis Blow. Look, Bobby Robinson.
That's exactly where it was. That's what it was. They pulled up in front of Bobby Robinson, and I did not know that until you just told me that. And here we are 40 years later, and you finally put the pieces to the puzzle to that part of the story. That's what it was.
Yes.
You pull up in
he
front
always was dancing. This guy always dancing out there.
Two things. One,
I don't want to talk to you no more. You know my brother. You hung out with my brother. Now you remember the daggone spot there on 125th Street.
Oh, no. I'm going to bug you out even more. You know God. Trinell? You know Trini?
No. Who is that?
Trini, years ago, you said, you my girlfriend. And yes, years ago. And Tymeek said he trying to steal my wife.
What?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
I have no clue.
Wait a minute. You heard a Sun Toucher?
My God, I don't remember that. Oh, that's terrible.
Oh my God. Yo, she probably gonna faint, but she was like, "That's my boyfriend." Look, she said today. I told her today. I said we got Master G. She said, "Oh my God, that's my boyfriend."
No way. No way.
Yes.
Well, you know, I used to hang out in Harlem hard. When I finally did get a car, because you know I didn't have a car or anything before Sugar Hill, but I had my first Cougar XR7 Midnight Blue with the Vogues and spokes and the equalizer, and I had the big old steering wheel and all of that, and I got my 280ZX sports car with the tinted window. Oh, I thought I was Billy Badass by then. So I was in Harlem, but I was all through Manhattan by then. So hey, shout out, hello, hey, right on.
Okay, guy, what you supposed to say, guy?
Two things I want to say. Shout out to Bobby Robinson who also had Enjoy Records.
Yes.
We put out Treacherous 3 and all those cats.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
Flashing them. And also
and me.
And Dr. Pebbly Pooh. And also shout out to the Fatback Man with King Tim III. For those that don't know, that was that was the first time we all heard rapping on a record.
Yes,
was King Tim III.
Yes,
and then but Sugar Hill Gang, Rappers Delight was the first time we heard a rap record. There's a definite distinct.
Right.
First time we heard a record was all rapping. And a question I have for you, because it's been long talked about that the Sugar Hill house band.
Yes.
That played the music behind you. And I know you talk about Doug Wimbish was playing bass and those cats. So when you shout out Phase 2, were you talking about them?
No, I was talking about my little DJ. So my
Phase 2 was my DJ crew. Okay. I got you.
Yes. So it was me and a guy named first. It was me and a guy named Randy Riley. Shout out to Randy Riley if he's around. I don't know, but he and I started, and then Randy and I kind of went our separate ways, and I started doing it with a guy named Kevin Cook. Both of these guys were classmates of mine at Hackensack High School. Shout out to Hackensack High School, because a lot of people say I don't shout out Hackensack High School, but Hackensack High School was where I started rapping, and like I said, the guys that I did DJ the Phase 2. We always
crew.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, dope. Yeah, but I know that people don't always realize that Sugar Hill had a house band in the same way that Motown had a house band. So
they did.
That would replay good times for you,
Right. Well, now see now here's a quick story for that. Everything from Eighth Wonder on, from Freedom, Eighth Wonder, all of that was done by the Sugar Hill Band. Doug Wimbish, Keith LeBlanc. But Rappers Delight, the music for Rappers Delight was recorded by a group called Positive Force, who had a song called We Got the Funk, We Got
I remember Positive Force. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So the backstory is that at the time that we came there, Sylvia was working on Positive Force. That was their band. That was the group that she was working to promote and put out. And so when she had the idea, when she heard the music, she went to them, because they were the studio band, and had them lay down the music that we rapped on. Then Doug and all of the rest of them, she had worked with Doug and Skip and them before, and she actually brought them in to tour with us. But they were such great musicians. They were such great musicians that she had them. They became the official band and cut everything out. Everything that Funky 4, Treacherous, anything that were recorded after Rappers Delight.
Or CDs too. Doug Wimbish them, but they played behind Let Me Love You, Forgive Me Girl.
See?
All 84 Scratch, Doug Wimbish and all of them did that.
Yes, man. Bad boy.
Peace.
I was in the Caribbean on an 80s cruise with Living Color.
Living Color. Doug plays with Living Color, exactly.
Yeah. We did a combined show together
nice.
in March. It was crazy too, man. Shout out to Doug, shout out to my man Vernon and Will Calhoun. Oh my God. When I say these cats are some amazing guys, and the show was we did together was electric, man.
Oh, wait a minute, Kyla, remember we had the battle?
Oh yeah! Oh man!
We had the battle.
I don't even want to talk to you no more. You're pulling out stuff that I gotta go check the record.
Wait a minute. We had I do Women Doing It Big with my cousin Tiana. Shout out to Tiana Vaughn Johnson, and and I had to go against Deja Vu and Tiana, and they was playing their records, and I came out with the Sugar Hill Gang.
Wow.
They was rocking, right?
Yes.
And they killed. And you killed.
Yes, I killed it. Yes. I killed it. I snatched off a wig and everything.
Oh yeah. And yo, G.
Yes.
Pebbly took her wig off. It looked like she just got out 3 counts of murder on Rikers Island. He's like, yo, Peb, it's like that. yo, God. Look, I do think somebody, when they got the wig on, they got the braids on, not Peb, just like
took it down.
But G, they went bananas in there.
Yeah, they went
crazy. Bananas. It took a while for the crowd to calm down, man.
That's
quick question. Overseas, man. I'm like, when you first seen the impact of the record overseas, what was that feeling like? Because now you're going into another country.
It was like Louis Armstrong landing on the moon. Yeah, you remember back in the day?
Did the memes. She did the memes, Khalil.
You remember back in the day what it was like when everybody was glued to the television, when the moon thing was going on? One step for man, one giant step for mankind. Right? Remember that?
Right.
Yes.
Remember how
so the first place I ever performed at internationally was in was in the Netherlands. Was in Amsterdam. Okay. So by this time, we were the hottest group in the world. There wasn't a place in America that we couldn't go where the girls. I couldn't leave. I couldn't get in a venue. I couldn't get out of a venue. A lot of times, I couldn't be.
Did that have anything to do with it, G?
So now we go to, that was crazy. We go to the Netherlands, and we get there, we go on the stage, and I'm so now by this time, like I said, I'm used to, as soon as I hit the stage, you can't even hear me because the girls are screaming so hard. They trying to rush the stage. The bodyguards is trying to keep everybody away. And I get out there. Look at that. That's too funny. So I get out there, and we start rocking, and the place is dead quiet.
Wow.
Dead quiet.
What?
There's nobody making dead quiet. Now, again, I'm 17 years old, so I'm very impressionable. This is my real first experience at living life, and I was very headstrong back in those days. The place is dead quiet. So we go through the first song, and in the middle of one of the songs, I go off to the side of the stage. I'm like, yo, what is going on? This right here, this is just something's wrong. Something's wrong. They're like, no, nothing's wrong. No, nothing's wrong. Go, keep going. So, we keep going. But every time we stopped, they would go, they would applaud in the whole 9 yards. Well, what we do? So what happened is we go to the show. As soon as the show over, now this is the greatest day in the world, blah, 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 blah. The only time they had ever seen rapping was that day, that night. They had heard it on the radio.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
In New York, we was all used to it. You see, everybody was doing in the Bronx. Everybody's rapping. You see it, you hear it. But in Amsterdam and in places like that in Europe, they had only heard it on the radio.
Wow.
So it was the first time they had physically seen somebody rap live. So to them, it was like I was an alien and I landed on Earth. And they was trying to figure it out. And that was my first experience in another country rap. It blew my mind. I thought we were bombing. I really did. I went to the side of the stage and I was saying I was like, it's not working. Why did we come over here?
Yeah. That's crazy. So, look, hey, Master G. I don't know if they asked. My thing went out for a second. Did they talk about Will Smith revamping, doing on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Took that, gave a whole other life to Apache.
Listen, let me say something to y'all about this, okay? When we cut Apache in 1982, maybe, okay? Now, But prior to that, we cut Eighth Wonder. Eighth Wonder we cut in 81. Apache we cut in 82. Eighth Wonder was a big record. It's still a great record. Okay. As a matter of fact, we used to close. That's how big Eighth Wonder was back in the day. We used to close with Eighth Wonder. That's the way we closed the show. Apache was a mild record. It wasn't that big of a deal back in the day. You know, we would do Apache, you know, and keep it moving. Apache is a 35-plus-year-old record that is bigger today than it was when we cut it. And the reason for that is because of that episode.
Yeah,
that's a
record. Let me tell y'all something. We're doing the show and we killing. I say it before. As soon as we hit that black, I said we get ready to take the party to the next level. I'm literally, it goes from here. When we hit Apache, the record continues to grow. Today, it's huge. It's unbelievable how big that record is now.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't care. 20 years from now, you put that record on, it's going to do the same thing.
It's crazy.
Everybody's going to put their hand,
So here's a quick story, because you guys know I took a 20-year break, right? You know, I left the group. I went into business and I did all right. I made $2 over lunch money.
I did not know that. 20 years?
He said $2 over lunch money.
Yeah,
That was a good one. That was a good one.
85 to 2005. 85 to 2005. I wanted no parts of it. I was done with it. It wasn't happening.
And they had the fake Master G in there, right? They had a fake Master G touring. Right?
There was a lot going on that I was definitely not cool with.
Yes, I remember now.
I'm like, that's not Master G.
Hey, Master G, that was me,
yes.
man. I want to follow.
I'm getting ready to say,
that ain't right, apology, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Apologize.
I accept it. So what happened is when I came back in 2005, you know, we started doing shows, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, blah 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 blah. I didn't really know about the Apache thing. You know what I mean? Because during that time that I was gone, I really wasn't listening to my music. I wasn't letting it be played in my presence. I just wanted no parts of it. So we start doing shows.
Why? But wait a minute, G. You're not gonna skate right into the 20th. I want to know why you left. What happened? Why did you leave? You know, he's doing a little skate, ice skate, roller skate, right on to when I came back. No, I need to know what happened. Why did you leave?
I left because I couldn't agree with the way things were. I grew up. So I started out as a teenager, not really knowing the ins and outs of the music business. And by the time I turned 23, I had gotten informed and I knew what was going on as far as what I wanted and what I needed. And the company and I couldn't see eye to eye. So at that time, you have to take, again, because I'm the first of my kind, there was no template for beyond recording and touring. See, like now I'm gonna go off and do a radio show. I'm gonna go and do movies. I'm gonna go and do this. I'm gonna go and do that. There was none of that. Right. When I first started making records, you cut a record and you toured. That was it. You know. So my thinking at that point, because things weren't really going like I wanted to, I said, well, you know, I got a hustler's nature. Again, like people don't really understand. I'm a New Yorker. I was born in New York, and I was around people. I was raised in New York environment. So as far as I was concerned, I was just gonna go someplace else and start all over again. Now,
was you finding out that you was getting jerked? Because I found out
that I don't really like to talk negative. I found out that I didn't agree with the way that they felt that things were going. It just wasn't going the way, and I couldn't fix what I needed to fix.
Right.
No, I had 20. Look, G. I did show and I had 20 singles.
Wow.
Okay, they paid me in singles. They paid me in singles.
Wow.
In the 70s, but in the 70s.
Yeah, no, it just wasn't going the way that I thought it should go, and I just felt like I was going to start all over again. And again, because I had an entrepreneur-like spirit. And I just wanted to be successful. I just refused to lose. I just didn't want to be. And by that time, too, and here's again, one of the biggest source of motivations that I've had. My son, Guy Jr., he was born at the time. And I didn't want to be that guy that was walking around Inglewood where everybody was like, he used to be somebody, and I wanted to. I never knew my biological father, and so my goal was if I ever had children, I was going to provide for them. So, with that being said, by happenstance, I found this ad in the newspaper that said free to travel, no experience necessary. Representing leading publications. So I dropped out of school to do Sugar Hill. I never had a job, but I knew how to travel. So that's what I did. I found this magazine industry. Fortunately, the people that I got involved with, they were developing Black people to run their own business. So I went door to door. Check this out, y'all. I went door to door for 3 years, selling books and magazines. From one end of this country to the other, in the rain, in the snow, and sleet, me, yes, Master G. I was physically knocking on doors, selling magazine orders. After that 3-year period, they promoted me to like a field supervisor. After that point, then they gave me the guy that I came up with, he had an opportunity. His thing was, if you could save $10,000, he'd help you he'd take 5 people from his organization and start your own organization. So in 1985, I came in. By 1991, I had my first crew, and I built that crew to 60 people. From there, I started branching off and building other crews. Then the guy that I also worked for, he had a customer service company that processed the orders, and he offered that business to me and a couple other cats too. So I ended up buying the company that processed the order, the crew, and the whole 9 yards. Yeah. So
did they know that you were Master G?
Everybody. So that was the running thing. So like when they would recruit people, they would tell people that I was there. So a lot of times what would happen is people would try to come on the job just to meet me. And everybody would be like, I'm a rapper. Could you listen to my tape? Like, we're not doing that here. We're
Yo, G, my man G.
So G, G, when you knocked on the doors, right?
Yes.
And the person, like when you knocked on the doors, like the person was on the door. Hi, yes. Hi, I'm the MS.
No, absolutely not. That's never been my reality. No, I was going in as no. Hi, I'm Guy O'Brien. I just stopped by to see you for a minute. I'm with the Big Work program. Have you heard about it? No, you haven't heard about it? Let me be the first to tell you about it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was the what got you back in after 20 years?
Okay. So now, so by 2005, again, I bought this company. I was doing really well. I had homes in Chicago and LA. I had a life, I had a family. But the thing was that Mike and I is my best friend still to this day. 42 years later, we are absolutely thick as thieves. And we remained cool through the whole period. So Mike and I saw him when I would come to New York. We'd come together, we'd have lunch. He came to my house. He spent time with me in Chicago. And we always had a deal that if he ever stepped away from the label, that whatever he wanted to do, I would do it with him. So 2005, I'm in Seattle, Washington, and I'm holding a meeting with my staff. So I got my field supervisors and my office staff, and I'm holding this meeting, and I get a phone call from Mike. So I'm thinking he just calling me. He might be in trouble. He needs something, whatever, because that's how we are. Mike and I, you got your boy or you got your girl, they call it, hey, I need something. And again, because I was doing really well, there wasn't nothing he couldn't ask me for. So I'm get on the phone. Hey, man, what's up? How you doing? I'm in the middle of a meeting. He said, yo, I left the group. I said, what? No way. So what he had done was he had decided at that point that he was going to separate himself from the label situation. And he had met some people that were interested in doing a project with him. But they told him that they wouldn't do the project unless I was involved. So I said, look, man. I was like, yo, dude, you already know what I got going on over here, man. I'm not, I said, where you at? He said, well, we're going to be in San Francisco because they were going to show you how long this is. We talking about 2005. They were doing the Warriors halftime show in San Francisco in 2005. and they weren't even on the map in those days. The Golden State Warriors, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're doing the halftime show for the Golden State Warriors. I was in Seattle. I said, okay, look, I'm going to fly to San Francisco because I want to look in your face to see that, you know, to make sure. Because I also knew that there were a lot of people that tried to leave, but always ended up going back. And I didn't have time for that, like I said, you know. So I saw him. We sat down. We talked. He told me about the people. So I flew from the West Coast to the East Coast and met these people in New York. And that's literally how it started. I mean, I'd been away. I had no clue. I couldn't even figure out how to get, you know, out of a bathroom, much less get a gig. So you know what the first thing I did? I called Mark Green.
Mark Green, baby.
Yeah.
Wait,
It was like, yo,
the dark skin Mark Green.
The light-skinned Mark Green. The light-skinned Mark Green.
Oh.
So we got to a point where it was like, yo, we need to make money, da-da-da-da, this, that, and third. We need to do some shows. I said, what? Do some shows? Okay, I know what to do. I called Mark. I said, Mark, you know, he said, what's up? You know, we had talked. Again, we stayed in contact. Yo, man, I want to do some shows. Okay. And that was how the first show we did was in Staten Island.
Oh! You making my day, G. You some fly dude.
Listen. No, and I'm not making this up. I am not making this up. We did a country club. It was a country club in Staten Island, okay? Some really high-end exclusive country club where and I play golf. So I don't know if you guys ever, if you check out my Instagram, go to Master G Sugar Hill, you see I play golf feverishly. So a country club was like right up my alley. So we performed at the country club. Me, Mike, my son, Guy Jr., Mike's son, Fresh, and the rest of the crew. That was one of the first shows that we did back that Mark Green booked for us.
And so when Mike left and you guys formed your thing,
yes,
Hank still was with Sugar Hill, and they had another. So it was competing Sugar Hill gangs, basically.
Yes. So what happened with that was when initially we got together, Mike and I, because that's how I met the cats that I still rock with today. Diamond Temple, Tracy Temple, shout out to Tracy, and shout out to Hen Dog, who is my right-hand man, who helps me every single day. Hen is amazing. He deals with all the booking agencies. He deals with all the attorneys. He deals with all the paperwork. I mean, this guy, and then he'll go on stage and perform like nobody's business. So shout out to Hen Dog and shout out to Diamond Temple. But Mike introduced me to them. Okay, we sat down with Hank in the beginning, in that period. We got me, Mike, and Hank. It was we only got together, and this is honestly 3 times in this whole last chapter. The first time we got together was when we sat down in Jersey to try to get Hank to come with us. She chose not to. The second time I saw Hank was in the hospital when he got really sick. And then the third time I saw Hank was the 3 of us were together was at Hank's funeral. But we did give him we went to him. Mike and I went to him and met with him. And we said, yo, we can do this. The 3 of us back together, blah, 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 blah. We can do this. But he made a choice. And every man's got to choose, you know, what they feel is right for them.
Hey, G, let me ask you something, G.
Yes, ask me something.
G, was Hank a correction officer at Sing Sing?
Yes, he was. He was a CO. Yes.
Yeah, he's a CO. Yeah, because I remember going visit my cousin in Sing Sing up there.
Yes.
Of course, y'all know who that is. K1.
Yeah, K1.
K1. Hey, so watch me look. I didn't know Hank was a correction officer.
Yeah.
I'm in the visiting room waiting for my cousin K1. K1 come out, and he knew K1. He said, yo, K1, don't start, because K1 always come out energetic. So K1 came out, and I started beating. We in the visiting room, I started beating on the and K1 came out, rap, the Lord is back, so don't be Larry, and here to tell you all my hip hop theory. And look, Hank was like, just look, yo, K1, you gotta slow down with that old stuff. Stop doing that rapping.
Yeah.
And my cousin, yo, that's Hank. I said, oh shit, that's Hank. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a correction officer. Yes, he was a correction officer first. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot going on with Hank.
Man, I gotta say, man, this was amazing, man. Like the back. See, this is the backdrop. You know, our listeners like to hear. You know, the backdrop, like what you were saying, what you did, how you opened your own business, the entrepreneurial spirit, run around doing what you had to do. How things fell back in place, how things started, you know. This was beautiful, man. Because, like I said, right now, because these guys, if y'all don't know, these guys are everywhere, man.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
These guys, right now, I'm talking today.
I'm on my way. Listen, I got a radio show, so let me plug myself here. I got a show called Master G Theater. It's on XM 141 and 142. I'm on my way to Sandusky, Ohio, literally tomorrow, and then we're in Fresno on Friday. 27th, we're in Albany. The 31st, I don't know where I'm at, but I'm somewhere. We go see me. Everybody, shout out to me on the Instagram. I don't have Facebook, but I have managed to make it to Instagram. So it's
Yay!
Yes, but yeah, man, I got businesses down here in the DMV. Shout out to the DMV because that's where I'm at. I've been down here with my baby. She says I never do this, but I'm going to do this for her now. Shout out to my lovely wife, Renata O'Brien, who helped me get on this.
I'm going to tell you, man.
What I was doing.
Yeah,
shout out to Renata. She been on here. Hey, Renata.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
Yeah, because she definitely, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't see G.
Hey, listen, she has saved me so many times when it comes to these things. And she come right here. Hey, listen, she came to the den because I got like a enclosed terrace by my den, right? And she came over here to the terrace and was looking in like, you need my help? I was trying to be bad, like, nah. Hey, when I was going down, they go dig right there. Hey, listen, when I was going down in flames, I was like, babe, come help me. So the reason why we were doing this is because of my baby, Renata. She's amazing. And thank you. 10 years. We've been together 10 years. We'll be together 10 years on the 23rd. Saved my life.
Beautiful. Yo, look, we want to
thank.
Yeah, she gets the bell, man. She gets the bell, man. And she get the bell, but guess what?
What?
You get the players, you know what I mean? It's all love, you heard? It's all love.
Okay.
It's all love. You know?
My international card. I hung on my international player jacket though.
Yeah, you got it. You know, you get the it's all good. You know, I'm living life to the fullest, baby.
Yeah,
you know?
It is. We doing all right. Yeah, we doing all right.
But G, man, we're gonna wrap it up, man.
Yeah.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in, listening, and we wish you much success moving forward, man. You're doing great things, man. I'm telling you, you're doing great things, man, and you've been doing great things. Yes. And like I said, your journey is definitely like remarkable, man. It's a good journey, you know. And like I said, we looking to see you again. But guys, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm gonna ask one more question before we leave. How many today did the Rappers Delight sell?
Honestly, the jury is out. It's well into the tens of millions.
It has to be. Yeah.
No, it's well into the
every DJ around the world has that record.
No, it's in the tens of millions.
Yes.
There's no real record of how many records it sold.
Is it possible you could let everybody know I was a part of that?
Yeah, I'll next interview.
Hey, Steve, why is this guy acting like that, man? Why is this guy acting like this, Steve?
Hey, I just want to say, Guy, this has really been a pleasure to talk to somebody with the same name, you know, and understanding, and you know, and it's funny, and I'm gonna just get off. I know I don't.
No, go.
But the crazy thing is, people say, Master G, where'd you get that name from, right? And be like, my name is Guy.
I hated it when I was growing up. I love it now. I hated it when I was growing up. I love it now.
Run with it, Guy. Understand, brother. You got a kindred spirit. You got a brother in me. You feel me?
Oh, that's nice.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. One of my heroes. I appreciate you.
All right.
Beverly Boo.
Master G, we're gonna try to get you to the Poconos to do an event. Pam wants to do an event for my 60th.
Talk to my guy, Hen Dog. He's the guy. Reach out to my Diggity. My Diggity, shout out to Diggity. I know he's on here too. My Diggity.
Dog, what's up, baby?
You know, hey, Stevie, you know what I'm saying? You know about Hen Dog.
Yeah, man. Hen Dog's my man. Yeah.
Him to the dog. Yo, we're gonna wrap it up, Hen Dog. All right.
I think we lost Jake.